I have been enduring since. I have been enduring, following all these politicians, what is happening. I've been following them calmly. I didn't want to react. I didn't want to make content with it. But these people have pushed me to the wall. They have pushed me to the wall. You know, I don't know how these politicians, they go to sleep. I don't know how they go to their bed and close their eyes and sleep. How can somebody, just because of your pockets, because of the money, later they will be saying, yeah, Nigeria is not good, or this one is bad, or this one, but they are all talking, vomiting, whatever they are saying. They don't care the consequences, they don't care the damages they will cause. All they want is to bring another person down because of the money they will pay them, because of their pockets. These people have pushed me to the wall. I didn't want to react. I didn't want to make contents on politicians. I just want to be doing my own JJL, to be uploading my content, my own personal vlog. Let me be uploading it. But these people have pushed me to the wall that I have to react on this. This Daniel Bwala. I don't even know this man and Festus Keyamo. Who is worse? Who is worse between these two men? What is all this? All these things now that the hair is letting loose is because Obasanjo endorsed P2B. Because Obasanjo endorsed P2B, it's as if the worst has happened. If Obasanjo has endorsed one of them, Tinubu, all of them, they have been going to see Obasanjo, carrying musicians, carrying entourage everywhere, making noises. Nobody said anything. But just because Obasanjo finally endorsed P2B, ooh, the worst has happened. Look at what this man is saying. That P2B is going to churches, P2B is trying to play Christianity politics and all that. Okay, if you say that, in short, I don't even want to talk more. Just listen to the confusion if this evil man is trying to cause. Listen to the religious confusion. This man is trying to, he calls himself a Christian. That is the one that is paining me. Just listen to this video. No need to talk much. Listen.
So yesterday we had the spokesperson for the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, and he said that this endorsement, or perhaps a vote for Mr. Peter Obi, is in favor of their presidential candidates, because then it means that your party is losing out on that. I'd like you to respond to that in terms of the fact that the popularity, or the increasing popularity of the Labour Party candidate is a disadvantage to your party and to your candidate. And also side by side that beyond former President Olusegun Obasanjo's endorsement is the endorsement of your PDP, one of your PDP governors, Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State, who said that, in fact, he wouldn't have minded going around the nation campaigning for Mr. Peter Obi. I'd like to hear your view on this.
Okay, so first with what the other fellow for APC, Festus Keyamo, said. Actually, Festus Keyamo, I was sent his video, and when I played it, I couldn't help but laugh, because he was trying to use what we call reverse psychology. And in fact, it even what he was trying to do found its way in the topic for the YouTube video that was uploaded by Arise News. And this is his position, that Peter Obi is the main reason why Tinubu will win. And he built his narrative around the fact that Peter Obi was with PDP, Peter Obi's followers are PDP members and the rest, and he continued on that wild goose chase. But this is my argument. Actually, Peter Obi is the reason why Atiku will win the election against APC. And this is the premise. The candidate of APC is from the southwestern extraction of this country. It is expected, without prejudice, and this is being realistic, that he is to garner first majority of his votes from the southwesterners. And then, depending on his capacity over the years in interacting and engaging with Nigerians, he will mop up other votes from the other parts of the country. Because if you have to be a witness, you have to be a witness first in Jerusalem before Judea, Samaria, and the rest of the world. But now, I am a pastor of a Pentecostal church, and the founder of my church is from the Southwest. The second in command is from the Southwest, who called me personally and told me that then I was in APC, if I continue on that, the same faith ticket will mean that they are going to massively turn away from Tinubu. I discussed that while I was in APC with one of the key people. And this is what is happening over the years. Majority of the votes of Peter Obi are coming from the Christian demographic. It's a fact. That is why Peter Obi jumps from one church to the other. The church that is pro, the church that is against, in every Christian gathering, trying to mop up the sentimental vote that is coming from there. In Nigeria today, 80% of the founders of Pentecostal churches in Nigeria are from the Southwest, and they are also leaders in some of the Orthodox churches, in fact, major Orthodox churches in Nigeria. If these people toe on the path of either Atiku or Peter Obi, the biggest loser is the candidate of All Progressives Congress, who comes from the Southwest extraction. And this argument I'm saying is what I have personally engaged with a lot of religious leaders, and I heard the majority of which are from the Southwestern extraction. That is case number one. Case number two, Peter Obi's movement has attracted certain consideration from some quarters in Nigeria that tend to inflame another quarter. So, for example, those who keep advising him to go from one church to another fail to realize that when you are canvassing to become a national leader, you must not be seen taking a position with a particular faith or particular group, because it will inflame the other group. So word in the street is the majority of the APC supporters who come from the northern extraction see that, and I'm not saying that's my position, but they see that as a calculated religious agenda. And because of that, they are all trooping to vote for Atiku. And then you can see other consideration that an interpretation that people will give to it. If you want to factor his argument, you must also bring this argument and put them on the evidence of weight. And I think that our argument is working because this day newspaper came up with a projection, which so far has not been controverted, that PDP is in a pole position because of their findings. And although we disagree with some points in this day, but largely we believe because their projections were based on reality rather than scientific 419 that we're seeing in some of the online polls.
Okay. My very good friend and brother, Daniel Bwala, politics.
I'm ready for you.
You say you're ready. Politics. Arguments.
That should be a line from our husband has gone mad again. Yeah. Olaruchime. Politics. Bomi ayelo biojo. Politics. That's from Olaruchime.
Arguments and counter arguments could in our favor. Now the polls favor you. It's a good poll. If it doesn't, it's otherwise. I know.
I can prove it to you. I can prove to you.
Daniel, is you now. It's fine. Don't worry.
No. Let me.
You don't need to prove it. Let me ask my question. You don't need to prove it to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Just rest. Yeah, in 2015, Olusegun Obasanjo endorsed the APC. President Muhammadu Buhari wrote this same letter. Most of you people in the APC called him elder statesman that time. In 2019, he did the same for the PDP. Most people in the PDP called him elder statesman that time. Oh, it was the best thing. But now, all of a sudden, it's labor, it doesn't favor the APC, the PDP. After all of you went visiting him, he has committed the gravest crime on earth. He doesn't have the interest of the country at heart and all of that. My question here is this not all the sour grapes of politics again, rather than introspecting and looking at the problems he highlighted on ground? And you also make the argument, yes, that all of this will favor your candidates. Because, yeah, Peter Obi is tilting towards the Christian crowd. A lot of people are saying Atiku Abubakar should balance it out. I put it to you, are you not playing that same religious politics that is dividing the country? Because you just fanned the embers of this. I'm sure Peter Obi has met with Muslim leaders. But you just putting that position as a word on the streets and as a subtle political argument is just fanning that embers of discord, which a lot of people say we should look beyond. What are your two takes?
So let me start with the second one and go to the first one. This, your second point, is not a question. It's a counter argument, which I do not think that given the nature of your TV show, you are supposed to make that comment, because when you make such, then you allow me to counter that. That's number one. If you made an interpretation from what I said, you did not join what I said with what another person says or fact check me to say what I said is right or wrong. That is my response to the first one. And I'll be happy to engage if you want me to argue with you on that.
Yeah, let's engage further on that if you have the time. I think we'd like to engage further because at first, Daniel Bwala, in having a conversation on television, there's a balancing. And the grand scheme of putting a religious slant to it is to be able to nucleate people based on that. Because, and I'm going to fact check you, go and check. There are instances where Peter Obi has met with Muslim leaders. So your argument that is going from one church to another was not balanced empirically. And you can fact check me on that. I am sure that since the start of this campaign, there will be times you will have met with Muslim leaders. Not necessarily.
So this is where you're exposing my view, your biases, because as a journalist, if you say you are sure Peter Obi has said it and you cannot state it because you are in a pole position based on your experience to bring facts and not conjecture. You are sure Peter Obi has met with Muslims, it's a conjecture unless you can say on this day or in this event, which must be in public sphere. In my own argument, Peter Obi has gone to my church in Shiloh. Peter Obi has gone to Holy Ghost Convention. Peter Obi has gone to Mountain of Fire. These are facts that are verifiable, that have gone round, and people have seen it. Where is the premise you're coming from of Peter Obi's engagement with religious? Let me finish, please.
Okay, finish.
Because let me finish. Where is your premise on that? That's number one. And number two, the lady there, the beautiful lady, I must say, ask me the question regarding...
She's married, please. She's married, please. Stop admiring another man's wife.
It doesn't take away her beauty.
She's married.
It doesn't take away the beauty. So what I'm saying is that she asked me that the spokesperson for APC was on this show where he gave his own narrative to suggest that Peter Obi is a damage to us and a plus to them. Then I now said it's a reverse psychology because Peter Obi is actually a damage to them and a plus to us. And I gave the premise. The premise I gave, how is that inflaming religious sentiment? How is that instilling religious problem? Have you ever seen me in any religious gathering promoting, even when my church had a program earlier in the year on political issue where to canvass, the church made it clear that we are not taking a position with any political party. People speak on the basis of qualities and conviction. That is where I stand. The idea that people jump from one church to the other, let me see whether next year he's going to come to Shiloh. And that is the same thing he did as a governor in Anambra. He used the divide and rule strategy. It is his characteristic, where he divided the Catholics with the Anglican and made the Catholics seem like they are number one citizen and Anglican number two citizen.
No, Dr. Abati, I have a quick response to Daniel Bwala. Okay. You can go and check, and like I said, I fact check you.
I won't check.
No, hang on a minute. Daniel, chill now. I fact check you. On the 17th of October, Peter Obi went to visit Muslim cleric Sheikh Gumi. It's out there in public glare. That's the fact you needed. Daniel Bwala, my very good friend. Happy New Year.
You just mentioned one, but Peter Obi has been to more than 9 Christian religious leaders.
Can we move away from this? I'll go on to something else. Okay, because it's not an argument. We're just having a conversation with you. Now, let me ask you, this is your matter with Kassim Afegbua, who is a spokesperson.